Thanks, everyone. So, yeah, it's a thrill to be here. I'm Farah. I'm at Harvey. It's a pretty new development for me. Only been there a couple of months, but you know, in the AI world, it might as well be a couple of years. Things are moving fast, and this is going to move fast because this is a hack. So that means we've got 10 minutes to imbue you with knowledge and insights, and luckily I'm not the only one up here on this stage. And so we're going to hear a little bit about what Uber's journey has been like, and now, to keep things interesting, my very game partner over here has permitted me to leverage the power of Harvey to generate questions that it thought that you would be interested in hearing about. So I'm going to do hot seat and ask some questions. All right, let's see how Harvey did, right? Okay, so first question for you. AI adoption can mean anything from one person using a tool occasionally to teams researching how they work. Where is Uber on that spectrum, and what did it take to move the needle?
Hello. Working. I'd say we are probably in the middle of that journey. So we are definitely beyond pilots, and we're seeing some really impressive impact from AI already.
A little
But is this better? Yeah. Cool. But we're not at that point where we've truly become an AI augmented legal department where AI is embedded like deeply into our core workflows. I think there is still work to be done with that. And we're definitely headed in that direction. Definitely leaning into developing and using agents for more, for like a greater impact across our core workflow. So more work happening in that space. So I'd say we're kind of in the middle. And to your point about what got us there, a lot of effort over the last year and a half. I'd say in particular, Uber in general is a very tech AI forward company, so there's been a lot of work happening in general, but we've identified, we took the approach of really identifying workflows and use cases that would offer the most impact to the department and really got behind those. Like the whole department, you know, including legal ops, but then really like our legal teams really got behind those initiatives. And that's gotten us the impact that we're seeing now.
Well, I love that's where you naturally went, because Harvey and I want to know, what was the first use case that made members of the Uber team say, oh, this actually works?
So we were trying AI for a bunch of, you know, lower complexity, higher volume type of work. And that was, you know, you could really see that it was working for that. But what really got the attention of our legal team was this use case that, you know, the solution that we developed to help, help with the review of technical product documentation. So these are technical documents that our product counsel team has to review. And because of increasing AI governance, like the volume of what they have to review has like really gone through the roof. So, and it's a very nuanced, you know, and very specialized review process. And they were definitely, you know, skeptics who said, like, this is really like getting inside of my brain and like understanding the business context, understanding the legal risk context. So, you know, like, and so it was really interesting to see, you know, how our attorneys kind of really started seeing the value as we roll this out, like, and build more trust. And like, this is really working. And so that particular use case, where we used AI for the higher complexity, really more nuanced, you know, work was what got folks' attention. It's like, this really has potential.
So was it something that built up over time and turned into trust, or was there a magic moment where people saw the value?
It was definitely over time. You know, again, like we had some really skeptical attorneys who like, this just can't do it. And then, so we kind of let them, we took the approach of having our attorneys lead the way, right? So the ones that were ready to lean in, we brought them in, and then those who weren't ready, like, we're like, okay, we can hold off a little bit. And then once the ones who were on the outside started seeing the impact that we were driving with the ones who were leaning in, that's when they started leaning in more.
So was it the power of FOMO?
It was the power of FOMO.
Yes,
absolutely.
everyone, take
Yeah.
that home with you. These are the insights, okay? Make people jealous.
Absolutely, and I think, there is. I feel like there is so much potential with AI, and there is a varying level of AI fluency in our legal departments, right? Like there are people who are really seasoned, who I call like forward deployed attorneys, and then there are people who are just not even using the basic Gemini and ChatGPT tools. And so to bridge that gap is always interesting. But what helps also as you develop these solutions is if you have like a foundational tech solution framework established, and you're facilitating enablement with whatever it is that people need. It can be trainings. We do a bunch of AI office hours. We've really enabled a champions network. We're a big organization, 800 people, and so these champions are our conduits into the larger organization. And it's from each team. We have 22 different legal teams, and so they are their own people, right? So these people are really helping to then be like a little ants, and like they're really helping to deploy the solutions that we're standing up. So once you have the basic tech framework, once you have your enablement kind of strategy established, it does help to have some accountability, whether it's a mandate from the top. I know some departments are starting to take a hard stance at this and making it mandatory to use AI for certain workflows. We've taken the approach of measuring AI KPIs every quarter. So we're doing this every quarter now. It's a fairly extensive data exercise across, again, 22 different teams, where we are asking them to report on the impact that they're seeing from AI, whether it's time saved or external spend saved or risk mitigation or significant legal strategy uplift. We're having them report that. So again, it creates FOMO, but then also like it shows progress against what we've identified as a key department priority. So AI every day is a key department priority. So it also helps to build that muscle of repeatability and habit. Hey, this quarter end is coming, I'll have to report on what I'm doing. So I better I better start using these tools that are now available to me. So that creating like that cycle of measurement and repeatability, is certainly helping with scaling. And then the Champions Network is what is helping to scale adoption.
So I love that because there's a lot of talk about ROI right now. Right? Everyone inherently, I think, knows that there's value there, but the artistry is in coaxing it out and being able to report it. So you mentioned some really powerful factors. Are there uniform ROI measurements across the legal department, or as you hinted, might they be different depending on the team and the practice area?
So there are some that are consistent. So we're saying, hey, if you are saving time, whether it's internal legal team time or business, time saved for the business teams, we want to report on that across the department. If there is external spend saved or avoided, we want to know about that across the department. But there could be, the strategy uplift is so different for your litigation team versus your product counsel team versus your corporate, your M&A team. So that is what is different for the different teams. And it's almost like a narrative in some cases. We're trying to get numbers, but like sometimes it's just a narrative in terms of how a particular tool helped them with trial prep and so which helped them have a favorable outcome. And there are so many things that go into that, right? But AI was one factor of that. So it's a combination of both.
So this is a hot seat question. Do you have a personal favorite ROI metric?
Oh, I love external spend saved.
Wow, she had that one ready, locked and loaded. What a place to stop. I see we've managed to use all our time already. Obviously, much more to learn from our friends at Uber. Thanks for being with us here today. More great speakers about to arrive. Thank you.
Thank you.